Hello guys, back again with the Arasta channel, and this time, as always, we will be back to talk about the best Donghua series. And of course, it is Swallowed Star. In the previous episode, on Pula's orders, Luwu and the elite troops carried out an attack on Luo Feng's castle with the intention of kidnapping some of his family members, but they did not succeed in doing so. Because Luo Feng's family managed to first take refuge in the castle formed from C-class materials that were said to be able to withstand attacks from universe-level fighters. However, the aliens still didn't stop there, and in the end, they managed to kidnap Xu Xin and Lu Hua, who were outside the castle, as well as the presidents of the 5 major countries. After negotiating with the aliens, Luo Feng secretly deceived them and planned a mission to rescue the hostages. And as reinforcements, Luo Feng would also be accompanied by the 9 level star-level slaves he had just bought. Then, will the hostage rescue operation mission that Luo Feng launches run smoothly without experiencing any obstacles? Okay, instead of being curious, let's get into the storyline. It was still located on planet Beilan, the place where Luo Feng's transit warehouse was located, and it was there that the 8 9th level slaves purchased by Luo Feng were unloaded. After coming face to face with them while accompanied by Meng Yu next to him, Luo Feng asked the 8 warriors not to think of themselves as slaves anymore, and to stop calling him master and just call him boss. As slaves, these people usually didn't have names, and their names would be given by their masters. However, here, Luo Feng wants those who had names in the past to return to using the original names given by their parents. Of the 8 warriors, we will focus on the 2 with the strongest mental abilities, which include Tai Nan from the Tialu tribe. Meng Yi explained that this Tian Nan was the strongest in terms of physique among these 8 slaves from the Tialu tribe, who on average only had low-level fighters, but because of his efforts, Tian Nan was able to reach such a strong level independently. Truly a great alien. In the other direction, Luo Feng also saw that there was someone from the same tribe as Meng Yi, and of course, while confirming Luo Feng's boss's words, Meng Yi introduced that his name was Jiao Gu, who was called Aogu. It was also said that Aogu was a strong warrior from the Black Meng tribe who had more combat experience compared to Meng Yi, as well as the strongest mental warrior among the 8 slaves. The remaining 6 people were also the best warriors in the same class that Luo Feng could get in just one day. Without further ado, Luo Feng then said that they would accompany him to carry out rescue operations. And as members of the main combat team from this point on, they must continue to follow Luo Feng between life and death. But if one day Luo Feng had grown stronger and no longer needed their protection, Boss Luo Feng promised that he would release control of the biochips embedded in the 8 warriors' brains and allow them to live freely by releasing their identities as slaves. Tian Nan and Aogu felt a little surprised by what their new boss had just told them. And that was when Aogu spoke up, explaining that his duty should be to protect Luo Feng. And even if their status as slaves was not restored, the 8 warriors would definitely still try to do their best just for Luo Feng. To avoid any misunderstandings, Luo Feng emphasized that what he had just said was not meant to encourage the 8 warriors to work harder. Because for now, his own region of residence was under threat of invasion by universe being. And that's why here, Luo Feng understands the value of freedom very well. And what Luo Feng is currently working on is to free all the Earth's human tribes and races from slavery. Luo Feng also promised freedom to the 8 warriors because he did not want to be equated with aliens or invaders who often bought slaves just to be used as tools for colonization. The promise made by Luo Feng was really the first time Tian Nan had heard it. And because he respected Luo Feng so much, he promised that he would continue to follow Luo Feng until the end of his life. It was the same with the other slaves, who also pledged their lifelong loyalty to Luo Feng.
老大，这是第1次，铁南河，愿誓死追随老大，愿誓死追随您，愿誓死追随老大。
And finally, because he didn't have much time left, Luo Feng, along with his 8 subordinates, left for Earth. After entering the Dark Universe, Luo Feng felt that, for starters, he had to determine the position of Xu Xin and Luo Hua first. At this time, Tuo Lu still hadn't given his coordinates. By utilizing the artificial intelligence of the Atuka ship, Babata here showed a map of the country of China taken from Tuo Lu's position. But in fact, it was just Tuo Lu's fake position, which was set using virtual network technology to make his existence untraceable by the opponent. But since it was not a sophisticated technology, Babata was confident that she could crack it. Started hacking the fake network to find Tuo Lu's point of presence, which was most likely the place where the hostages were being held.
他们真正的位置。
Without taking much time, Babata was able to discover that Tuo Lu was in the Brazilian-based city. On the other hand, Tuo Lu had also sent his members to the planet previously indicated by Luo Feng as the place where the golden horned monster was located, and they were expected to arrive on the planet in less than an hour. Meanwhile, even with the speed of Bulu's airship, it was certain that after Luo Feng arrived on Earth, the aliens would also arrive at the promised planet at the same time. That was why Luo Feng had to start action from now on by forming a plan for the operation to be launched. Next, we will be taken to the base city of Brazil, where Tuo Lu held the hostages. Around the mountainous area, there are nets that are used to detect enemies. There are also many guards standing guard in their respective places. After sending 20 starfighters to the coordinates given by Luo Feng, the aliens had now lost a quarter of their combat power. However, Tuo Lu felt that this did not really matter, considering that the Earthlings themselves only had low-level fighters. In contrast, Pula felt that their side should not be too rash and asked Tuo Lu to increase the intelligent defense system and put up a vigilant attitude, because there was a possibility that Luo Feng would still attack. On Luo Feng's side, due to Babata's torture, Atuka couldn't help but obey his orders, and he activated the ship's signal shield and camouflage mode so that they could enter the opposing territory undetected. After looking around the area where the intelligent defense system was installed, Babata was a little amazed by the aliens. But the system they were using was very ancient and seemed to be quite easy to break through. Even Atuka thought Babata could do it. And of course, even though Atuka almost exploded after defending the intelligence system installed, Luo Feng and his troops were now able to enter the enemy area unnoticed by them. After entering into it, it was found that there were as many as 60 fighters owned by the enemy, while on Luo Feng's side, including himself, he only had a total of 9 personnel. Indeed, in terms of numbers, Luo Feng was outnumbered. But after he obtained the place where the hostages were currently being held, it further increased Luo Feng's confidence that he could definitely succeed in this dangerous operation. As Luo Feng carried out the action, he would also rely on Babata, who was in charge of determining where the Nolan troops were located. And then the operation began. After successfully infiltrating the enemy base and hiding under the bridge, Luo Feng, who now had the position of the enemy guards, asked all his troops to follow his orders at all times. And when the time came, this is what happened. Continue to move while sneaking around. In the middle of his journey, Babata provided information after he followed the movements of Nolan's troops. In addition to the guards walking around, there were also CCTV cameras installed in several areas. That's why here Babata provided a safe travel route for Luo Feng marked with a dotted green line, which required him to take a slight detour and pass through the side area of the manor. Not long after, in the main room, Pula received a call from his members, who went to the planet coordinates given by Luo Feng. But after arriving there, not only did they not get the Golden Horn's corpse, but even the planet they could land on was nowhere to be seen. And, of course, the place was just an empty area, which meant that Luo Feng had given false coordinates. It was really unexpected that Luo Feng would dare to lie to them. Not long after, a member also informed Pula that 2 of their members who were patrolling and guarding the front area could not be contacted at all, and it was suspected that this was due to an enemy attack. Realizing that this was all Luo Feng's doing, Pula then asked Luo to join him in guarding the hostages and increase surveillance cameras in the area around the hostages. As for the personnel doing the guarding, they were expected to immediately eliminate any suspicious figures if they managed to find them. On the other hand, Luo Feng received news from Babata that the aliens had now changed their actions and started searching intensively. Then, will the situation that happened this time make Lu Feng and his subordinates caught by Nolan's troops? We'll see. And then, from the surveillance camera, Li Wuo discovered the whereabouts of Luo Feng, who was seen just entering from the outside area and was now hiding under the bridge. And they did that to avoid the guards. After getting Luo Feng's location, Pula immediately instructed all of his troops to go and capture Luo Feng. After arriving at the intended location, it was very strange because the aliens could not find Luo Feng anywhere at all. And apparently, after checking the CCTV surveillance camera device, the device had been hacked. And the video shown at this time was a video recorded 1 minute ago. Of course, who else would do this, if not Babata? The fact that he had just been fooled twice by Luo Feng made Pula feel emotional. But he felt very surprised at how it was possible that Earthlings who only had low technology could attack the more advanced technology brought by Pula. On the other hand, at the place where the hostages were being held, a guard who was left at the place then received a sudden attack. And to take care of it quickly, Tainan and Aogu performed a combination attack. After Aogu restricted the opponent's movement with his mental strength, Tian Nan, along with his appearance, directly caught and crushed the opponent's head. And, of course, the hostages were finally freed, and Luo Feng could reunite with his wife and younger brother. However, the battle was still not over there because Pula and his members, who realized that Luo Feng was trying to save the hostages, were now in front of him. After seeing the figure of the alien leader, Luo Feng also recognized that the aliens who were trying to get the Golden Horn's body were led by Pula from the Nolan family. Pula was also aware that Luo Feng knew him, which is why he intended to defeat Luo Feng. Because then, Earth would return to being a no-man's planet, while for Golden Horned, they could look for him at any time. Communicating through telepathic signals, Pula asked Li Wu to be in charge of closing the exit so that Luo Feng and the others could not escape. Meanwhile, Rongzi and Pula would go in and attack. In the blink of an eye, Pula and some of his troops had entered the manor and were preparing to unleash an attack. Luo Feng, who was trying to open an exit while protecting his family, set up a rubbed cloud rattan barricade that would destroy the ceiling. But before the exit was opened, Pula first released a slash that could easily cut through the rubbed cloud rattan branch barricade. And before Rongzi returned to capture the hostages, Luo Feng first acted to secure Shu Xin by lifting the floor of the hostages' foothold. He also drilled into the ceiling while being protected by the rubbed cloud rattan, which continued to grow upwards until he finally managed to open a way out. But who would have thought that Li Wu was actually waiting for Luo Feng's arrival there? So while Pula was being held back by Tian Nan, Luo Feng had to fight Lewa Wei and the Nolan troops by himself. It was really a very difficult situation for Luo Feng. The one-sided battle that took place made Luo Feng's concentration break, and he unconsciously released the mental power contained in the hostage's foothold, which made them fall down the cliff. To be able to save them, Luo Feng again used the rubbed cloud rattan branch, but it was not an easy matter. Because here Luo Feng must also be required to withstand the attacks of Nolan's troops, who have not stopped attacking. After Pula came out of the manor and saw the hostages that Luo Feng was trying to save, Pula again released a long-range slash to cut off the grape rattan branches. But before that happened, Luo Feng first took out a Silver Guardian human created from hard liquid that had resistance to strong attacks, who was tasked with securing the hostages from the attacks of Nolan's army that still hadn't subsided. In his fight against Pula and Rongzi, Luo Feng used a giant boulder that was lifted with his mental power. And after getting help from Agu, Pula and several of his members were crushed by the huge boulder. On the other hand, Li Wu and his members tried to destroy the Silver Guard's defense, but their strength was still not enough to be able to penetrate it. And after stopping Li Wu's movement, Luo Feng, along with his subordinates, then managed to escape from the battle area. And, of course, Pula wouldn't leave it at that. And that's the ending of the cool Swallowed Star series this time. Guys, take it easy, guys, because this is just the beginning of the tense battle that will happen next. Okay, thank you to those of you who have wanted to watch until the end. And also, as usual, the final word from me. Bye.